the question is what's the advantage of implementing the 4D and the 5D here? I would say in simplicity, keep people informed.
Yeah.
And the way you are looking at the 4D itself and how you tell a story and how you give your client an information related.
Yeah.
I remember my first 4D report was look like, I'm telling you something, it was just inside the PowerPoint.
Yeah.
So I was working in a big project that I just gave you the area, 4 kilometers by 3.
Yeah.
This is the area of that project, and it was worth 12 billion.
Yeah. Yeah.
So nice. I was a planner at this time. So I'm looking at myself, I have to report that in a weekly basis.
Yeah.
Could you tell me how? So this is the first advantage of the 4D.
Yeah.
You could just showing a picture and you could inform. So sometimes the level of detail depends on the end user who's going to see this.
Yeah,
like, for example, the client, he need to know, are we working on zone number 20 or not?
Yeah.
This is the answer for the client. But for the contractor, which stage we are there? Are we doing the piling or are we doing the slabs?
The granularity.
For the subcontractor, you need to know, did you submit technical subs?
Yeah.
Did you submit initiate the BO?
Yeah.
This is since different end user.
Yeah.
So my first one was just PowerPoint. You know what I was doing? I was doing just shapes, you know, the PowerPoint shapes.
Yeah.
Like you add in a shape for a specific area and I give it a specific color.
Yeah.
And this color representing what we are doing there.
Yeah.
Like yellow color, we're doing piling. So red color, we are doing slabs.
Yeah. Something
like that.
Yeah.
At this time, this was impressive. It was 2013, by the way.
Yeah.
So it was impressive. The reason is big project, and you just have 5-6 slides that tell you what's happening everywhere.
Yeah.
Then my manager saying, okay, you know what? We have bought one of the products that's supporting 4D at this time was, I don't know, could you say Synchro?
Yeah.
But it wasn't Bentley at this time. It was just a dependent company.
Yeah.
He said, we have this software now. Could you try and doing that?
Yeah.
I don't know, during this time, you know, Clive from Blannerly.
Yeah.
He was working with Vico office. We're trying to see all the sales options. He did one of the presentation on us to see if it's gonna work for us or not. Anyway, so going back for that synth, he said, you know what? We have a software that's providing a 4D. Could you start learning this?
Yeah, looking at it.
I don't know what's 4D look like. I'm a video engineer and I understand what 3D look like and what's the benefit. What's 4D we're gonna do? In the beginning, I feel struggling to get the benefit of that. After a while, when I get up and running, I start looking at the 4D as how to tell 1,000 information in one picture.
Yeah.
If the picture cannot tell the client, it can tell the manager, the director, and it cannot help him to get
understand
the understanding and taking action, it's not 4D.
Yeah.
And I have a small thoughts here.
Yeah.
I feel like 4D is not the product.
Yeah.
4D is the process behind that.
Yeah.
The reason why I'm saying that is, okay, well, I could show you now a great work of animation using Cinema 4D.
Yeah.
This it's completely not construction software.
No.
It will be fancy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You like it.
Yeah.
Then I'll set with you. Is that for you? 4D? Yes. 3D is represented. Time is represented. Yeah. Well, it's fantastic 4D product.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
This is the point. Yeah. When you understand what's 4D is, you will feel, or you can see how that will impact the client, how that affect the client needs, what is the advantage of using that and that and that.
Yeah.
So starting with, it's a process that we could integrate with different project parties that we could bring their information visually.
Yeah.
So look, for example, I give you something not visual. For example, the procurement process.
Yeah.
It's quite how you gonna represent that?
Yeah.
So we have different colors for every step, and we're showing that in front of you in your model. So if you see an orange color, that means that the BR has been issued. Green color, that means the BO issued. Then maybe in the FAT now, then delivered to site in a simple way to represent your procurement. I'm not talking about execution.
No.
So something starts making sense.
Yeah, visually.
Digitally.
Yeah.
And now people feeling like, if you're working that project, I was talking about 12 billion.
Yeah.
So you think how people is happy now, a lot of information has been summarized in one picture. Yeah. You look there, you will see something red. That means in let's say in FAT, testing or this kind of stuff, green, delivered to site. Yeah. It's not green. Why is not delivered to site? And you start the process from there.
Yeah.
For execution, we have the advantage for execution now. We have 4 stages we might discuss here is engineering,
Yeah.
procurement, and the guys on site construction
Installation.
team, and how they communicate together.
Yeah.
Look, communication by according to the BMI is the biggest challenge in the construction
That's
management.
right. Yeah.
It's biggest challenge. Everyone think he know. Everyone think he understand.
Yeah.
But getting back to that Lego house in We Group, we have done a lean construction workshop in our office. So what we have done is we said, guys, we have 30 minutes. This was David's idea, actually. It's a very nice idea. I like it. In the beginning, I wasn't feeling that it's important, but it's really simplified the challenges.
The story.
Yes, the story. We have 30 minutes to get the Lego house done in our office. And surprisingly, once we finish that, the guys, we get it done in 80 minutes.
Yeah.
Just 30 cube of Lego.
Yeah. Yeah.
He said, what's happening there?
Why is it taking so long?
There is no surprise.
Yeah.
There is no surprise. What's happening there is exactly what the BIM are telling us, that communication, how people communicating, how people planning for their work, and the good takeaway there from there, if you making a plan for the plan. So 4D is helping you to you all seeing the same picture. You all could sit inside a meeting room, looking at the model and taking action. And now it turns everyone's experience to just, when you see a movie, you could give a comment without being an actor.
What I noticed when it comes to 4D or planning, if we talk about planning for a second, Gantt charts, traditional planning, there's very few people that can read a Gantt chart and understand it.
Yeah.
Especially on a $12 billion project. That's impossible.
Yeah.
Because it's just, and if you go down to the level of the subcontractor granularity, then forget about it. You wouldn't find a room big enough to hang the Gantt chart.
Yeah.
And so what I feel by what that 4D is doing is it's simplifying the timeline and the visualization of the timeline for people that are not planning experts.
Correct.
So I'm not a planning expert.
Correct.
I look at a Gantt chart. It takes me some time to understand the flow, the critical path, etc. But when you look at a 3D model, visualization, what you talked about, the cinematography software you use, you go, wow, that makes sense. I can see the reinforcement going into the foundation on this date. I can see the concrete going into the same foundation the next day. All that makes sense. So if you're planning visually and representing visually, most people, the majority of the team, the majority of the people you're speaking to can see it and understand it. And that's the advantage, I would say.
Something came in my mind now, like by the way, this is a human nature. Look, while we are talking now, what we are doing now, Ross, what we are doing, we have things in our head now.
Yeah.
We're trying to present by talking.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have thought and how you present this thought by talking.
Yeah.
Well, this is the point of the 4D, that you are visualizing your thoughts so everyone could talk about, like, I give you an example now. You shouldn't be an actor to give feedback about the film you have, a movie you just watched. It's like, I don't like this bit now because you've seen it.
Yeah.
So you use, now go back to construction. When you see a specific concept, sequence, you say, no, it doesn't work like that, guys.
Yeah.
Now you are using your construction experience without having planning experience.
Yeah.
No, this is not correct. You should move this there. And look at, I would say that big part of the planning itself, it's about the soft logic. Yeah. What I mean by soft logic, again, back to the 20 billion project, you have a lot of zones working together in parallel. So if this zones, you have a criticality here because the client needs to submit this a specific date. Okay, you have milestones, you have your scenes, and good. But what about the soft logic? Like, you could start three zones together.
Yeah.
What about what if scenarios? It's really helping you when talking about execution phases.
Optioneering, if you like, what different options of execution. If we did A or B or C or D, how would that look overall in terms of the time schedule? Correct. It's the same for cost, actually, but very interesting.
And going back for something very important related to cost is, for me, I said that 5D is 4D and 5D is important, but for me, optimizing the resource is the key for both to success. I give you something called, just think about this now, soft clash. When I said soft clash in BIM, that you understand that, so two things is not really intersected,
Yeah.
but by specific standards, you cannot. These things shouldn't be near to each other, but by 20%, for example,
Yeah.
to 20 centimeter, for example. So okay, this is soft clash. You know what soft clash in project management?
Yeah.
So if I have a lot of backlog, for example,
Yeah.
I should have done 10 activities this week, but I have done 6.
Yeah.
So I have 4 activities backlog. What should I do?
Yeah.
You are trying to increase the productivity.
Yeah, speed
You're
up
trying to
next
change in,
Yeah.
and we're going back for you do what if scenarios. Well, very good. You are very good planner. You could do everything. You could bring whatsoever resources if you have this a case to your client. But look, who said that the area they are working on
Yeah.
it will allow you to bring all these resources? The number, the correct number to work. Like if you have a big wall, needs 2 painters to get it done in a day.
Yeah.
It doesn't make if you add 10,
Yeah.
it will be
You
2
triple up.
seconds.
Exactly. Yeah.
It doesn't work like that.
No.
The human side. So when you look at the resourcing you're adding, visually it makes sense. They are now grabbing everyone's experience to the room to discuss, and this is called soft clash. From construction management perspective, you cannot add 3 trucks. And another thing, for risk. For safety.
Yeah.
When I work in a project and I see a lot of area, like this area has 4 safety issue through the last 3 months. 3-4 issues. Okay, and now you are saying that I'm gonna add 10 trucks there.
Yeah.
And you have 3 in the last 3 months. You have 3 truck issues.
Yeah.
Who can tell you no?
Yeah.
I think in the normal way, they do a lot of effort to tell you, no, you cannot.
Yeah.
Okay, but now I could just highlight it. This area we have a safety issue here and there, and simply saying, guys, I think we couldn't because of that. And it's good tracking for your project as well. So as we go,
and that's done visually then, Omar, within a visualization of what the trucks are. So you're doing 3 trucks the last couple of months. Now you want 10. Let's look what that looks like. The place is congested now with vehicles, and you see health and safety issues on pedestrian crossings and loading, unloading, etc., etc.
Yeah. I'm telling you something. My first 4D job in Europe was in Denmark. Was a Danish company.
Yeah.
And the exercise I've done with them was just safety.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. I to be honest, in this part of the world, I feel safety is important, but it's not like you need to do a full demo for 4D. Just saying how safety is doing. The good news about the 4D is as we go, we are storing our data in the model itself.
Yeah.
So now it's not about just saying the time frame. It's not the time.
Yeah.
So if you go back months ago, I couldn't tell you how many resources were there.
Yeah.
The material, the man hour we have spent there. I could build something for your company norms.
Yeah.
As we go, we have records has been added or recorded on that activity or that time schedule.
Yeah.
So once we have done or finished this project, you have a good lesson learned from that project because you have the full history.
Yeah.
You could take this as a start from the new job.
Next one, exactly. But let me come back a little bit. So